So I'm having a chat with Suzi Quatro. How are you?
I am, how am I? There's a question. Busy is the word.
Yeah, absolutely. And the reason why you're busy is because you've just announced a 10-date UK tour in April next year, 2026. I bet you can't wait to be on the road across the UK again.
All over the place. Oh my God, where have we gone? Glasgow, Gateshead, Manchester, Watford, Oxford, Southend, the London Palladium on the 15th, Bath, Birmingham, and Bournemouth. Good God. And I'm 75. I just turned 75. I should get a medal
Yeah.
for endurance, not lifetime achievement, endurance and stamina.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think this tour you're doing next year is going to be all about kind of you doing some of the big hits and the tracks that people know you for. What was the reason behind doing that sort of tour?
I've been doing since about 215. I have morphed my show into my dream show that I had dreamed of my whole life. Um, and it was born by me doing my one woman show from my autobiography called Unzipped, which I wrote the script and just a little trio on stage. And I was really surprised because all the things I thought I could do in this one woman show, I could do. I could tell a story. I could make them laugh. I could make them cry. So I incorporated that into my solo show that I've been doing since then. So it's a 2 hour show with an interval, act one, act two, um, with the change of clothes. Ha, ha, ha. And so you know what I'm wearing in act two. And I take you through my life. You get all your hits, you get all that, you get your favorite album tracks, you get a few surprises. I do a 6 minute bass solo, which is one journalist. It was funny, I have to say it. He wrote just an amazing review from the Palladium last year, and he said, "We were warned of an upcoming bass solo." And then he said, "How did I know it was going to be the zenith of the entire evening?" So that's called getting it wrong, isn't it? No, but it's true. That's the old joke. The two guys watching the band, and the one guy says, "Oh, I hope this drum solo never stops." And his friend says, "Why?" And he said, "Because then the bass solo starts." But mine is a good one. It is an entertaining one, and it's a very difficult bass solo, really challenging. It's hard to do. And I play a song at the piano, which I do, and I play the drums. And so you got a little few clips and a little bit of talking, not a lot, but screens. And so it's a rock and roll entertainment show, and it's a journey through my life. And
Nice.
it's just so pleasurable to do.
Yeah, good. Because you need it to be pleasurable for you to enjoy it yourself. And
Sure.
with I think it's about 18 records you've got out there in the world. How have you been able to put this set list together with all that music you have?
Well, it's strange. Of course, the hits go in. And each album spawns maybe two or three that can go on the show, and then you test them on the show. And sometimes you go to play them and you go, no, that one didn't fit. So I try to do favorites from each album. There's two from The Devil in Me. There's Shine a Light from Face to Face. There's Bad Moon Rising from Uncovered, and then all the way through the years. So you cover everything from 1973 all the way up to 2024, and I'm now making my new album. So I do try to keep it current, and you find your favorites. It's funny how some songs you think, oh great, we'll do it on stage, and you do it once, and you go, no, no, that doesn't fit into the show.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
that's how you choose them.
yeah, nice. And with 18 records out there, there must be tracks on these albums that you've probably never played before. And you mentioned you want to put some surprises in there. Have you ever thought about finding a track that you've probably never played live before and think, I'll just squeeze that one in as just a super fan
That
moment?
that would be yeah, that would be nice to do. I got a couple in mind already. Yeah. Yeah, that nobody knew about. Yeah. One of my hits, it's so funny. For instance, years ago, this was Daytona Demon was a big hit for me. Um, I tried to put that song in the set at least 8 times. And it's so dumb to not have one of your hits in the set.
Mm.
So finally, about 4 years ago, I thought, let's try it again. My husband kept insisting, why aren't you doing that? That was in the charts. Okay. So I thought, let's just try to mess it around a little bit. And I found a way to do it. Now it's one of the favorites. I don't know what it was that was missing. I think it was because it was kind of a gimmicky record. And I'm not a gimmicky singer on stage. So when it went to transfer to the stage, I couldn't do the gimmicky part of it. So it didn't work. I took the gimmicks out and I just did the song, and now it works fine. It's funny after all those years, you know? Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. And you mentioned a new record that you've started and working towards. How is it sounding at the moment?
It's kind of returning to my roots. It is a rock album.
Hmm.
You cannot describe it with any other words. So back to the original. We're about halfway through. We've got 12 tracks. There's one duet already, and I hope there's going to be two. I've got my feelers out. A couple girls I'd like to do it with. I got one guy on it, which is Alice Cooper. We went to Detroit last year and did a track together. He agreed to appear on my album, which is very nice of him. I've known him forever. And yeah, it's just going really good. Very challenging. My son, who is producing and playing guitar and songwriting with me, he is pushing me, pushing me,
Mm.
because he only sees Suzi Quatro, because that's what he grew up with. You know, sometimes I'll be doing so, say, Mom, it's not organic. He won't allow me to be gentle whatsoever.
You kind of need that though to keep you on track, I guess.
Yeah, it's good. He gave me a new he gave me an I always say I gave birth to him, but in his own way he gave rebirth to me. He made me see me as me again. I
Mm.
found that wonder again, you know, which is great. Just great. Yeah. Good to
Yeah,
work. He's good to work with.
good, good. And I like to talk about the writing side of things as well. So for you, how do tracks normally start off?
Well, I'm usually a title person, just the way I work. Same as when I'm writing books, I'm a title person. I think the title suggests the tempo, which instrument I should write it on,
Mhm.
what the song should be about. It's all there for me, you know. So Richard often comes up with the riffs, and he'll send them to me. Not always, but a lot of the time, especially as we're working together on this. And then I sit down and I have my bass, start to play. Something jumps out, a lyric jumps out. I'll say a word or a phrase or a line. I'll go, there we go. There's it. I start to write the words and the melody, and then we go in and we lay it down.
Nice, nice. Is it always that way, or has it kind of varied at times?
Well, when I was writing with KT for the Face to Face album,
Mm.
we we sat on my carpet in the front room barefoot with all of our paraphernalia around us, my bass, her guitar, a little recording machine, paper and pen, and we talked and we talked and we talked. We found a subject and we talked. And at some point during the talk about this subject, a song jumped up and we both felt it. And we would both pick up our instruments and we'd start writing it. It's so strange. So ours were born from talks. Richard is a riff guy and he sends me what he likes, and then I play with it and I see what I get out of it. And then we come together and we've got a song.
Nice. Yeah, nice, nice. And you mentioned a book. You've got a new book out there now. Tell us
I
a bit about it.
do. Grave Undertakings. Great title, huh?
Yes, yeah.
And it's going nuts. So I mean, I've been nonstop interviews, people wanting to talk to me about this book. It's touching people. I'll tell you briefly what it is. I've been a graveyard dweller my entire life. One of those people that finds graveyards fascinating, and I'm not alone. You know, the interviews I've been doing,
Mm.
there's a lot of people that say, "Oh yeah, you know, you go in there and you read them, and it's fascinating." So having done that since childhood, I came up with this title, Grave Undertakings, in my 20s. And I thought, I can take my hobby and make it into a book. So I started to ask all my famous friends what they want on their tombstones. And I collected that for 35 years. So I had a, like that. Then I'm starting to get the book together. I'm going to put it out. It's my seventh published book, my second novel. And I realized that this was not a book of just tombstone quotes. This was a novel waiting to be written. because you have to have a reason for the tombstone quotes. So I got 6 psychology students. They meet up at a psychology tutorial with an Austrian professor, and it takes you through their life. The entanglements when they get involved, their childhood demons, their baggage, 20 lessons in psychology. And the payoff is the gravestones at the end. I don't want to give the book away because it's a very surprising ending, but everybody that has read it, everybody has said, you have made me think. Or they say, you're making me question. Which I quite like. I don't mind which it is. The ones that are questioning, that's good. That means it's triggered something in them that they need to question. It's about life. Up, down, in, out, bump, bump, bump. And at the end, you're 6 foot under with a few words on a gravestone. It's fascinating.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And you've had many walks of life, not just music or writing books. You've done some acting, you've done some
A lot of
radio
acting, yeah.
hosting, you've done some radio hosting as well. How do you kind of split your time between all the different areas that you've been involved in?
Well, I was 15 years on BBC Radio 2, one of the most popular DJs. I'm happy to say I was even up for a Broadcaster of the Year award at the Sony thing. Very proud of that.
Mhm.
I've done a lot of acting. I did 3 years in Happy Days, done quite a few English shows. West End I've done. I've written a musical. Like I said, I've got 7 books out. Um, I am a creator, an entertainer, and a communicator. And unless I'm doing one of those things, I'm not happy.
Mhm.
So everything that the arts allows me to do, I'm actually Dr. Quatro. I became honorary doctor of music, and I took my award at Cambridge University. Fantastic. Um, I find the time because that's what I do. So my downtime is in the evening, and I watch a movie.
Mhm.
But other than that, I've got to be busy. I guess I'm wired that way. Some people
Yeah.
are. I'm not hyper. I've just got a lot of energy and a lot of stamina and a love for everything that this job allows me to do. And I'm touring nonstop.
Yeah.
June, July, and August, my feet don't touch the ground. And I'm on a gig all the time. I'm either flying or at a gig. October, I go to Australia for my, ready for it? 41st tour down under.
Wow.
That's nuts.
It is.
That is nuts. And it's even funnier because I don't particularly like to fly. That's hilarious.
Wow. Yeah. Is there anywhere you've not toured yet and been to that you want to get to at some point?
There's a few odd places. Greece, for some reason. I'd love to go there. Yeah, I don't know why. Every now and again, you get a place. Um, South America, I haven't done, which I'd like to. I keep getting offers for Brazil, so that might happen.
Mm.
I played in Greenland. I played Alaska. I played South Africa, Jakarta. I've done the Middle East, done America numerous times. Yeah, I've kind of been everywhere.
Mm.
I've circled the globe many times.
But there's still those couple of places you need to cross off your bucket
Yeah,
list.
yeah, I do. I do.
Yeah, nice. Well, Susie, it's been a pleasure having a chat with you.
My pleasure. Thank you.